On tonight's CTV News, Christchurch Health Precinct has secured its first private sector development. CTV families are still waiting for accountability, and the city's youth turn out in droves for the annual We Speak conference. This is CTV News. I'm Grant Mangan. Local developers are calling for more transparency between the Christchurch City Council and themselves.
The Christchurch City Council is taking steps to improve relationships with developers, setting up a forum to discuss key issues. These will address the council's development contribution policy. The council is under pressure to reduce its development levies, which are amongst the highest in the country. Last year, the council raked in over $20 million in revenue from them. Legally, the council is obliged to spend that money on providing new reserves and infrastructure. But some developers believe the council is asking for too much money and aren't being transparent about where that money is being spent. The 10-strong development forum was set up and will include Mayor Leanne Dalzell, 4 councillors along with representatives from the Canterbury Development Corporation, the Canterbury Employers Chamber of Commerce, the Property Council of New Zealand, the Real Estate Agents Authority and the Christchurch Central Business Association. Housing Minister Nick Smith is weighing in on councils charging developers too much. Minister Smith is moving to change the rules for development costs after concerns they've almost tripled in a decade.
Christchurch City Council may have improved on consenting, but still isn't up to scratch.
The Christchurch City Council has changed its consenting, but it's not good enough. The press say it's been told by the industry it still has big problems to fix. The council made a bid to get back its consent accreditation 10 months after it was taken away over non-performance. The consenting crisis led to the resignation of the council's previous chief executive, Tony Marriott. Crown manager Doug Martin, installed by government as an overseer, said the council had made excellent progress in scaling consenting to meet the demand. Development consultant Colin Erickson says it's frustrating dealing with staff on commercial developments. Erickson says many of the staff appear to lack full understanding of the building industry or systems. Canterbury Registered Masters Builders Association, past President Clive Barrington, has noticed improved consent times and communication from the council is better. He says it's taken 90 days, but improvement is necessary on all sides. Builders and developers could do more to help by presenting impeccable paperwork. Assessors from the International Accreditation New Zealand will begin auditing the council's consenting operation in July.
Oxford residents fear proposed storage ponds will burst at the banks, putting more than 100 people at risk and risk killing 3 neighbouring residents. Waimakariri Irrigation plans to construct the 2 dams to hold enough water to fill 3,000 Olympic swimming pools. Environment Canterbury received 159 submissions about the plan. 44 were in support, 53 requested to speak at the hearing, and 115 were against the project. The resource consent hearing begins on the 3rd of June and will run for 2 weeks. A Victoria Street developer is pushing ahead with newly released plans for construction inside the health precinct.
This is the first private sector building planned for Christchurch's health precinct. Its release comes despite Xero remaining tight-lipped on the project. The current building on the site will be stripped to its bones before construction begins on the new build. The developer told the Christchurch Press his plans for the site include a multi-million-dollar 5-storey building. This will include a mix of retail and hospitality on the ground floor. Developer Richard Driver brings with him experience from redeveloping Victoria Street post-quake. He's already built on 10 sites. Other groups to confirm plans for the health precinct include the Christchurch Polytech and the University of Otago. The university already owns a building within the precinct. However, groups preparing to build have been told limited details around the precinct. The CCDU has yet to release a master plan. However, planning started more than a year ago, when in March 2013 the Earthquake Recovery Minister, Jerry Brownlee, announced a consortium leading the precinct. Within walking distance of Christchurch Hospital, the precinct will bring together private research and professional partners. Patients and families can stay in medi hotels while receiving outpatient or specialist care. The precinct will also provide cutting-edge facilities for learning and teaching medicine, involving leading tertiary providers, such as the Christchurch Polytech and the University of Otago. A spokesperson from the university told the press it won't be progressing with its plans until the CCDU finished acquiring land and planning the precinct.
Demand is high for accommodation as people move out of their homes while they are repaired and rebuilt. As a result, hundreds of property owners are listing their rentals on Trade Me at eye-watering prices.
Welcome to paradise. With a great view, 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. This Mount Pleasant rental could be your home away from home. That's if you're willing to stump up more than $1,300 a week for the privilege of staying here.
So this is the master bedroom bathroom. We have
taps gold plated?
Silver plated.
Silver plated. Yeah. If you're getting earthquake repairs done, your insurance company will even foot the bill. That's what's happening in the case of Michelle Kane and her family. While their home's fixed up, they're paying $220 a night to stay here, courtesy IAG.
It's not flash, certainly not $220 a night flash.
Is that worth it? That's $1,540 a week.
That is very expensive.
More than $7,000 during your 5-week stay here.
That's right. Is it worth it? It's worth it to have somewhere to stay that we can bring our dog. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. But that's supply and demand in the rental market at the moment.
Christchurch landlord Gregory Kulinov says there's money to be made. He's rented out his Kashmir property since the start of the year. As he rents the bottom half and top half at separate rates, he's made more than $40,000 from the short-term market. He's not worried about the market collapsing anytime soon.
EQC are probably only into the 10 or 20% of 10 or 20% into their repairs. The insurance companies, I would say, not much more than that. So there is going to be higher demand, I think, for housing.
He's renting his Mount Pleasant home out for $1,350 a week. He purchased the property last year solely for the short-term market. And after $30,000 of repairs, his first tenants have moved in.
$1,350 a week might sound quite high, but this includes power, this includes internet, this includes the house being cleaned before the tenants move in, after they move out, or the garden done.
Michelle Kane says her insurance company, IAG, told her there was no limit to how much she could spend a week as long as it met the market value. It's advice like that Christchurch City Councillor Glenn Livingston says is pushing up the city's rental prices.
Effectively extortion. I mean, a lot of these landlords know people are desperate, they're playing on it. It's become a bidding war, we all know that, and they know they can just ramp the prices up. And you're seeing one of the worst playings out of the supply-demand dynamic.
But what happens when rebuild delays turn a short-term stay into a much longer one? One person I've spoken to has been out of her home for nearly 9 months. In that time, she's been paying $750 a week, racking up a bill of more than $26,000. That's not including the power bill. On Trade Me, there are more than 130 listings for short-term rentals costing more than $1,000 a week. They all vary in quality. For the same price as this penthouse apartment, you can use Michelle's rental when she's finished. That'll be $1,500, please.
I mean, if there weren't so many short-term rentals, I don't know where we'd be, because it's not that easy to find somewhere that will take a dog.
Gregory can't understand how some landlords are finding tenants when their homes are nothing special.
For example, what we rent, or this house that you've been through now, I think it's much better value for money than those $900, $1,000 homes in not so well-off areas.
He's happy to ride out the demand for short-term accommodation. He's expecting his 2 rentals to be booked out for most of the year. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
More than 3 years after the February 2011 earthquake, CTV families are still waiting to hold someone to account for the collapse of the CTV building. This comes after an investigation into the man in charge of the building's design comes to an end.
Dr. Marnau Kaisi's sick of waiting. The engineer whose wife was killed when the CTV building collapsed wants justice more than 3 years after her death.
So we will keep fighting until justice is done.
Despite the completion of a coroner's inquest and a royal commission, 115 families are still waiting for the next part of the story of what's becoming more and more like an ongoing saga. The collapsed building was designed by Dr. Alan Ray's consulting firm, Alan Ray Consultants. Until yesterday, the Institute of Professional Engineers New Zealand had been investigating Dr. Ray, but his resignation as a member of the Institute means no further action can be taken.
Me, personally, and the families are very disappointed that Alan Ray has submitted his resignation. For us, this means that he essentially wants to get away from his responsibility.
Dr. Ray released his first statement in 18 months yesterday. In it, he says his resignation had nothing to do with ending the disciplinary process. He also says not a day goes by without him thinking about the loss of life and the Christchurch earthquakes and the impact on grieving families. During the Royal Commission, Dr. Ray gave evidence, flanked by a team of engineers.
He came up with 5 scenarios of why this building collapsed. None of them to do with the design, none of them to do with his work.
Dr. Alkaisi says he won't stop working until someone's held to account and building standards are improved.
It's not only to honor those people who we lost, but also to make sure that this will not happen to my daughter, my granddaughter, my friends, my family.
Engineering firm Becker are in the process of reviewing the collapse. Depending on the results, police may pursue a criminal investigation. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Christchurch's resident firebug has reared their head again. Another abandoned house was set alight, this one situated next door to Avonside Girls High School. The former home was well involved in flames when the fire service arrived. The Red Zone house partially collapsed as the crew worked to get the fire under control. Fire investigators spent most of this morning attending the scenes. This is the 4th Red Zone house to be set alight. Last month, this Worcester Street address also made the list after it went up in flames during a Sunday afternoon. Coming up, the annual We Speak Youth Conference drew a record turnout today.
Meet the people behind the biggest political stories and scandals of recent times and discover a different perspective. People in Politics. Monday afternoon at 1:30, CTV.
Pestral has the latest technology that repels rats and mice and even helps control cockroaches. Covers walls, ceilings and open spaces. Combines electromagnetic, ultrasonic and ionic technologies. Harmless to pets and people, just plug it in. Order your Pestral rodent-free today. Now $149.90 plus courier. Order within 20 minutes and get it courier free. Call 0800 88 88 44 or go to pestral.co.nz.
Get rid of that damaging and unsightly moss, mould and lichen from your path, drive or roof with Mossbuster. Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. Mossbuster costs less than half the price of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest. Check out our website to find the best solution to your moss, mould and grime problem. Order online or call us now on 0800 88 1000.
Blackwells has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwells your number one choice. Visit Blackwells today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn or online at blackwells.co.nz.
The Hearst Auto Dismantler's premises has been sold. We apologise for any inconvenience.
Red and Black Sports match of the day in the Press Cup this week. It's on our screen, Sunday 12:30, 5:30 replay on the day and 7 o'clock next Thursday night. Catch the match.
It's been the biggest recorded turnout at a local youth conference. Hundreds of young people gathered in Christchurch today to share their ideas on how they can be more active within the city.
It's time to engage the youth in the city. That's the message from today's We Speak conference.
So I think there's just been the increased need of people to have a say, especially young people, given the factors of the rebuild is progressing really quickly. Potentially young people are feeling left out, so it's things like this. People can get their say and get involved.
Hamish Kewen's the chairperson of the Christchurch Youth Council, advocating for a strong youth voice in the city. The aim of today, to find the top 5 issues facing the youth in Christchurch. These will be included in the CYC's deputation in front of the Christchurch City Council at the start of July.
And so we're hoping to go to them with quite a clear mandate of what the young people in Christchurch want. We're hoping out of today we can also develop some new projects and things with a lot more young people involved.
Legends was the theme of the day, with television legend Jason Gunn addressing the group. Youth also attended workshops, including this sign language class. It's the biggest turnout they've ever had, with over 250 showing up to share their ideas.
Well, I haven't really done anything to help make a difference or make a change, so there's some good ideas here to help with that.
I just want to learn a bit about what the youth services do and stuff and what I could do to help.
It's the 6th year in a row the We Speak conference has been held, with the hopes it will attract even more youth next year. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
The first red-zoned homes to be repaired by prisoners are almost ready for occupation.
The first red-zoned homes have been moved back to Christchurch, and this is where they were repaired. Last year, Rolleston Prison embarked on an ambitious project to repair more than 100 of Housing New Zealand's properties. Some of the prisoners were already skilled, but most have been learning on the job. Last year, the head of corrections spoke to CTV News as the work first began.
It's been about 6 months' work to get these building sites put here so we can get the homes fixed. So 150 homes over 5 years refurbished for Housing New Zealand.
The hope is that once released, they'll be able to help out with the rebuild. Butterbean's one of the prisoners who've been involved.
These people have been through enough with the quakes and everything else and damaged housing and lose their houses. So if we get to repair them and send them back, well, it's a bit of a win-win for everyone, really.
The project's costing up to $30 million, and the first houses should be ready for tenants in July. The prisoners have been recladding, rewiring and replumbing the houses. Prisoners have also added insulation to the walls and ceilings. New bathrooms have been installed, along with recycled kitchens and new floor coverings. The painting both inside and outside was even completed by the prisoners.
Look, prisoners love being involved in activities that give them skills so they can go back out into the community and get a real job. So people will leave here as plumbers, roofers, plasterers, builders, and they'll be able to do real work in the Christchurch community.
Each house costs up to $50,000 to refurbish, but both Corrections and Housing New Zealand believe it's money well spent. Over the 5 years, more than 400 prisoners and community offenders will learn new skills. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
The government is spending more than $7 million over the next 4 years to boost the number of labour inspectors and immigration officers dealing with the Canterbury rebuild. The money will be used to fund an additional 6 labour inspectors and 7 immigration staff, including 3 compliance officers and 2 investigators, and is likely to result in an extra 20 investigations of serious or high-profile cases over an initial 12-month period. The new measures are expected to stamp out any unlawful practices and ensure migrant workers have the same employment rights as all other New Zealand workers. Strong growth in Canterbury is still second place to Northland, which has the fastest growth in the country.
Growth in Canterbury is on the rise, but not fast enough. ANZ Regional Trends Report data shows Northland has passed Canterbury, recording the fastest growth in the last 4 months. The last quarter, measured from December to March, was over the summer months, when tourism is significantly high when travellers nationwide go on holiday. Canterbury's growth is at 4.9% and has dropped from where it was in December 2013 at 5.6%. In retail, Canterbury came second place in consumer confidence, while new car registrations came in at second as well, both record highs for the region in 9 years. ANZ predict the construction work in the region will continue to boost growth. The rebuild activity is filtering across wider sections including tourism, retail and hospitality. The rebuild region is first place in New Zealand, holding the lowest unemployment rate at 3.2%. That's the lowest it's been in 6 years.
Still to come, the prospect of a European-style covered market in the CBD is proving very popular with locals.
Flash news set, isn't it? Red and Black Sport gets a new title as well, but we'll still be talking every week to the movers and shakers in sport. Red and Black Sport, Monday night, 7:30, here on CTV.
Our new companion package is a personalised service for those that need extra help and support. A cost-effective solution for someone who needs more than just a taxi driver. Our drivers are handpicked from our experienced team and specialise in providing the right support and companionship. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring, moving company.
Oi!
Hi, I'm Caitlin, the naturopath here at Staywell Pharmacy. Working with the pharmacist, I use herbal and nutritional medicine to recommend natural alternatives for your health. This can be to counteract any side effects of your medication, general health advice, or natural options for you and your family. I'm also available for consultations. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shand Road, Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road. The Hitching Post, defining art our way.
Make sure you catch a virtual tour of the roadworks and traffic changes affecting the CBD, each weekday at 7, 8 and 9 a.m. Catch it again during your lunch break at 12 and watch CTV News first at 5 for the latest update.
Christchurch could be following in the footsteps of Europe with its own covered markets. Emma Cropper took to the streets to find out what locals thought about the idea.
An indoor market could be what it takes to revive Christchurch's CBD. The press reported a covered market open daily and all year long could hold the key to reviving the city. It's already been an idea put forward in the Share an Idea campaign and has been included as an idea in the Christchurch Central Development Unit's blueprint. The idea has the backing of Christchurch City Councillor Jamie Goff, who's chairman of the Council's Strategy and Planning Committee. Councillor Goff believes it could activate the city and give it a point of difference. CTV News took to the streets to see what locals thought of the idea.
I think if they were upmarket ones, selling what they sell, all market-orientated goods. Yeah. No, I think it would be good.
Oh, it just gives a place to go, even if it's not nice weather, and just, help bring people back into the city.
Yeah, no, I think that would be a good idea because the weather in Christchurch isn't always the best. So, yeah, it would be a good way of ensuring that people can have kind of like all year round consistent markets, like Covent Gardens and things here in the UK.
Yes, because many people will love it to have a look of different kinds of, shrubs and everything.
Yeah, you could probably bring a few people into the city, I dare say.
Well, it would bring me if it was covered. If you're driving around the central city, CTV's traffic update will assist you navigating the repairs taking place.
Hello travellers, to help you plan your journey around the central city, here's a few tips for this week. New work on Manchester Street is restricting traffic heading south between Armagh and Kilmore Streets. Northbound traffic will be detoured left onto Armagh Street and then north up Colombo Street. Armagh Street will be closed at the intersection of Durham Street. To access Armagh while this intersection is closed off, please use Montreal Street. Remember, the best way around the city is by using the 4 avenues. To keep up to date on what's happening with the Central City roads, keep watching CTV News first at 5, and in the meantime visit the Transport for Christchurch website.
And updates also screen on this channel at 7, 8, 9 a.m. in the morning and 12 midday. And finally tonight, your regional weather.
Kia ora everyone, let's take a look at today's estimated temperatures. Down in South Canterbury, Timaru had 16 degrees today, Temuka and Geraldine on 16 degrees. Ashburton 17 degrees for your Monday, Methven had 17 degrees, Rakaia 17 degrees for you, and Darthfield had 17 degrees today as well. Leeston and Rolleston on 17 degrees, Lincoln also had 17 today, and Christchurch a warm day for you with 18 degrees. Akaroa had 17 degrees today, and out in North Canterbury, Kaipoi, Rangiora and Amberley all receiving 18 degrees today. Culverden and Hanna Springs, you were both on 18 degrees today and 18 degrees up in Cheviot as well. And travelling further up along the east coast, Kaikoura a warmer 19 degrees for your Wednesday. Timaru a fine day ahead for you with some high cloud and northwesterly winds developing. Tonight's low 4 degrees, tomorrow's high 16. Ashburton, sunshine and increasing higher cloud for your Thursday with a mild afternoon. Tonight's low 4 degrees, tomorrow's high 16. In Christchurch, mostly fine and sunny with some high cloud developing. Northeasterly winds and pleasant temperatures. Tonight's overnight low 4 degrees, tomorrow's high expect 15 degrees. Kaikoura, a fine day ahead with some high cloud and northwesterly winds developing. Tonight's low 4 degrees, tomorrow's high 16. Fine day with some cloud about for most areas tomorrow. Let's take a look at the temperatures. Temuka and Geraldine can expect a fine day with a high of 16 degrees. Methven, you'll have 16 degrees and 15 expected in Rakaia. Darfield, you can expect 16 degrees tomorrow, and Leeston 15 degrees for your Thursday. Rolleston and Lincoln 15 degrees for you as well, and Akaroa 15 degrees expected for you. And out of North Canterbury, Kaipoi and Rangiora 16 degrees is set for your Thursday. Amberley also have 16 degrees expected there. Culverden, Hanna Springs and Cheviot a fine day ahead with 16 degrees. Looking ahead for Canterbury, mostly fine on Friday and Saturday with high cloud, mild with fresh northwesterly winds prevailing, often strong and gusty in the afternoons. Mostly fine on Sunday with sunny periods and higher cloud and strong gusty northwesterly winds. A cold blustery southwest change at night with a brief period of hail showers. Mostly fine on Monday with sunny periods increasing during the day, but very cold with strong gusty southwesterly winds decreasing slowly. Fine and sunny on Tuesday with light northerly winds, but very cool. That's your weather update for Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
And that's CTV News for Wednesday. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.